916, Abdirahman Mohamud. The first count is F3, soliciting or providing support for an act of terrorism. That's an F3. And the second count is money laundering in support of terrorism as an F5.
What I would submit to you is the alleged conduct that you've heard, even if true, does not warrant what amounts to a no-bond situation. This young man has absolutely no record. He's been here since approximately 1999. He's got family ties. His mother lives here, his aunt, his sister, and his brother. He has, on several occasions, made himself available to authorities. And although he has traveled abroad, he's returned, and thus I would submit that he does not represent a flight risk in any way, shape, or form.
State, as well as the federal government, based on a 1.5-year investigation, has concerns about the defendant as a flight risk. He has traveled abroad. He has traveled to the Mideast. He has traveled there with electronic devices to aid those engaged in terrorism. He did travel there and have contact with people, including relatives who were members of organizations engaged in fighting in that area of the world on behalf of groups that have been designated under federal law as a federally designated terrorist organization. And I would note the sentencing that is set in March in front of Judge Gladen was set last week, and the defendant failed to appear. So he does have a prior not yet sentenced theft offense in municipal court, where he was scheduled for a hearing last week for sentencing. He failed to appear. He was arrested actually on that on Friday.
The court cannot consider the charges that might be brought under federal law, which are not presently in front of me. I can only consider the conduct, which are the allegations of the indictment, which, as indicated, are a low-level felony with a very small jail time and a presumption of no jail time with no record. At the same time, the court has to balance that with the substantial risk of serious harm to the community and ensuring that there are conditions that are imposed that will reasonably assure the safety of the community. So as a result, the court is going to set a $5,000 recognizance bond and a $1 million surety bond with the following conditions. There will be no internet access. The defendant will be placed under house arrest. The defendant shall surrender any passport, green card, or other government-issued travel documents. The defendant is not to leave Franklin County, Ohio. The defendant shall not transfer any funds outside of the United States, and the defendant will also surrender their driver's license.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.